Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I was going to, I was basically sitting around going, what can I do today? And I realized that sitting out here on a Sunday afternoon, showing off decks or reading, doing reading or whatever, is kind of like my wind down, my Sunday wind down. It's kind of like my meditation on Sunday to just kind of relax and chill and reboot. And I'm outside and I'm one with nature and I won't be able to do this all year long. So today I decided I was going to go ahead and do show off all of my. I was going to do all my Llewellyn decks, and then I'm like, I have like five, four or five, and I was like, I wanted to be out for longer than that, so I'm like, maybe I'll show off all my Hay House decks. So that's what I'm doing today, and I have one of them as a tarot deck. The rest are oracle decks, but there's 12 of them, and so yeah, it's perfect time. The sun is going down over there. It's cooling off. It's no longer a million degrees. Right now it is 83, but it feels more like 75, so it's not bad. It's 82, it says now. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. So one of the first Oracle deck I ever got was my Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen D. Farmer. It was in a nice 2-part box. It was like 14 bucks on Amazon. Comes with a great little book. And I saw this actually on Wish. Didn't know that Wish had knockoffs. These are the backs. Gorgeous deck. This was my introduction into Oracle cards because I had no idea when I bought this deck what an Oracle deck was. I had no idea what anything was, really. This was the second deck I ever bought, ever. The first one was a tarot deck. You guys have heard that story many times, but this was the second deck I ever bought aside from that tarot deck. This card is the reason I bought this deck because I'm so drawn to dragonflies, and it's all about emergence, and it was right at the time I was starting my spiritual journey, and I'm like, that's not a synchronicity. And then I'm like, yes, it is. So I got this deck, and I absolutely adore it. It will remain with me in my collection forever. It is simple. It's not overwhelming, and that's exactly what you need as a newbie learning all of this stuff. Especially when I was trying to learn tarot and everything at the same time. Like, I was trying to do everything all at once, and it was overwhelming. And the one constant I had was my Oracle deck, this Oracle deck. So, yeah, I love it. I love it so much. But this is the, look at this, Ancestors. And I love that it's got a keyword on it. It says Ancestors and Generations. And then like this island is submerged, or solitude. It's beautiful and I love it. And I realized I do have an intuitive side with this deck. And that was my second ever deck ever. And then my first Oracle deck ever. So the first and only, the second tarot deck I ever bought was the Light Seers Tarot, the Hay House edition. It started out as a Kickstarter, then it went to mass market. This is my soul deck. This is the deck of choice. If I had to only take one deck with me forever, this would be it. Wherever I go. Bear with me. All of a sudden I got stuff popping up. See, every time. Doesn't matter how long I'm on here, stuff's always popping up. So, yeah, this is my, like, favorite deck ever. It's bright, it's colorful, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And everybody has this deck because everybody knows what I know. It's a beautiful read. It's like the best friend I didn't know I had. That's gentle and sweet and soft, and I love that about it. My favorite Eight of Swords in any deck. This deck and I have been through a lot of times in the short year and a half I've had it. But when I first got it, when I first saw it, I had watched the Kickstarter version on Lisa Pappas' channel, and I'm like, oh, I want that, and had the pretty green gilding on the side. And then when I realized it was mass market, I bought it. By the time I realized what she was showing me was a Kickstarter, it was already mass market, and I bought it. Got it for myself for Christmas almost 2 years ago. And everybody's like, oh, the stock is not right. And I didn't have one complaint. I just must have got it at the right time where there was no issues, but apparently there were a lot of issues when it first came out mass market. I had no complaints. The cards are beautiful. The card stock is amazing. I love it. And then I edged it in this darker teal green to match most of the colors in here. Speaking of colors like that, and yeah, never had an issue, never had a complaint. It's the only deck I have that I'll sniff. If you're a deck sniffer, let me know in the comments below. Let me know I'm not alone. But there's something that calms me about this deck when I sniff it, and I think that's because it's my soul deck. So yeah, I don't know. So, and that deck was created by Chris Ann. And then this year I acquired, it came on mass market this year as well by Hay House, Chris Ann's Sacred Creators Oracle. And I love this deck. Love it, love it, love it. I have yet to pair them two together, I think. But where this one is light and sweet and like the best friend that makes you feel warm and fuzzy, this one smacks you across the face. This one's your blunt friend that every time you take out in public, you cringe because you never know what's going to come out of their mouth. That's this deck. It is beautiful. It's very simple, but yet I found it smacks the crap out of you. It is this exact same card stock as the Light Seers. The backs are cohesive as well. They're just white, but they're the same kind of image on the back as the Light Seers. And I love it. It's very... I paired this deck with a lot of other decks, and I would say this is a deck to pair, this Oracle deck you could pair with any tarot deck. It is gorgeous, and I love it. I love the fact that it's blunt, and it has been very blunt with me. Yeah, I had it right the first time. Yeah, so this is the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann. Gorgeous. Gorgeous deck. And I love it. And it also comes with a little book, just like the other one did. But yeah, that is the Sacred Creators Oracle. I think it was like 19 bucks on Amazon. So now we have my two red decks. This one I got first to use the Caroline Miss archetype cards. I got, and it's a really sturdy two-part box. All of these are two-part boxes because it's Hay House. Comes with a fantastic little book, but there's so many cards in this, and there's a bunch that are blank, so you could add your own. There's 6 that are blank, so you can add your own little whatever you want in there. But these are the backs. And I got this specifically to work with as past life readings. And it's amazing. 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 And there's a lot of cards in this. Let me see. It says 74 cards. And they're a little bit bigger than what I'm used to in an Oracle size. They're a little bit bigger than the Earth Magic Oracle deck. But it's beautiful. And I love that it works as a past life Oracle deck. Fantastic. And that's why I got it. But you could probably also pair this as a mediumistic read as well. It's wonderful. Just wonderful. Teacher. Light attribute, ability to communicate, knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And then it shows the shadow attribute at the bottom of all the cards. It shows manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits, and destructive skills. See, I love that there's the light attribute and the shadow attribute of the card as well. And it's not typically my aesthetic on a card, but it works. It works for the purpose I bought it for. It works very well. So yeah, that is our Carolyn Miss archetype cards. There's a lot of 74 cards in here for an Oracle deck. That's a lot. Yeah, a lot. And it fits perfectly. Comes with a book as well. If you see a pattern here, it's because it's Hay House. I love their cardstock too. And then we have this I bought this year as well. I think all but maybe 3 of these I bought this year. Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed again. No, we haven't done Colette Baron Reed. Okay. Colette Baron Reed, it's, of course, a Hay House deck. I saw this deck. Did not want it. That book is humongous. Humongous. Thick book. Didn't want it. Didn't care to have it. I saw everybody with it, and then it started stalking me. And I'm like, why? I love the cardstock on Hay House decks. Especially Oracle decks. I said, well, maybe if I buy you, then you'll leave me alone and stop stalking me. No, it didn't stop stalking me until I figured out why I bought it, and I realized why I bought it. There was something in there that triggered a memory, that triggered some healing, and that's why. Every time I get called to a deck, that's why. There's some kind of lesson in it for me. And this one was like, I'm not letting you go. I'm not going to stop haunting you until you learn this lesson. Which was crazy. I love that. Treasure Island. That's so cute. TikTok. This is a gorgeous deck. And it really, to me, steps into the mind of Colette Baron Reed that she can come up with these images. It's just amazing. Beautiful. And the reason I bought this deck, aren't they so precious? So precious. And yeah, I could look at these all day. They're just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Let me show you my second favorite. This one's pretty cool, I think. Why? Why does the book have wings? New Life. The Fates. Where are you? Yeah, this is my other favorite, Between Worlds. That's a gorgeous card. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Yeah, this one I've had a lot. Chaos and Conflict. And he's a giraffe and a zebra, and it's almost like the chaos and conflict is within himself, and he doesn't know who he is. And that spoke volumes to me when I first got this deck. I'm like, okay, slap me across the face. Yeah, it's just really, really, really beautiful deck, and look at that. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck. So that is Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. I've never seen a fatter book with an Oracle deck in my life. It is fat. I have a lot of Oracle decks, and none of them are probably half that size. It's a huge deck. So then we're moving on to, let me do this one out of the way. It is by John Holland and Lauren Rainbow. And it is the Mediumship Training deck. The top comes off. The cards come out. Of course, by Hay House. It comes with a little tiny fold out booklet, but it does not tell you how to read the cards, which I would have liked a little bit more information. It has the picture on the front, like this one is psychic journaling, and then it has information on the back of the card, and gets kind of into the nitty gritty of psychic journaling. So that's kind of cool for that, but they're all different. This one's nature's healing power, intuitive walking, trance dance, sitting in the power. And for somebody that's really just trying to learn how to connect with their abilities and things, this is a great deck. Energy scanning. This is clairvoyance. And I think all the clairs are in there except claircognizance. And I'm like, that's the one I needed. Reaching out to the spirit. The wonder of colors. Clairaudience. The medium's toolbox. Spirit communication process. And these weren't terribly expensive either on Amazon, so I like it. The invisible shield. I just haven't used them as much as I want to. Creating a sacred space. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a pretty cool deck. Flower power. Practicing patience. Beautiful. Let's get grounded. Wheels of Light. It's got all the chakras. Talks about symbols. So there's a lot you could learn from this deck in here. Psychic Touch. And then the Turn On Switch, which I need to read that. Masters of Mediumship. That's the cover of the box. Soul Guidance. Moments of Gratitude. Thought Power. Maybe that's supposed to be the claircognizance. I don't know. Linking with Spirit. Clairsentience. So that's 3, right? Messages from Spirit. This helps a lot. Mind focus, ethical awareness, finding the stillness, power of empathy, inspirational mediumship. Spirit guides. So there's a lot in here. Yeah, in this little deck. But this is the Mediumship Training Deck by John Holland and Lauren Rainbow. And she actually has a YouTube channel where she goes over the cards and stuff as well. So I found that, I just happened across that recently and started watching that. Every now and then she'll pop on over the card and say what it means and go into detail on it. So that's pretty cool. So we have 6 decks left. I've gone through half. So the next 3 are all by the same person. This is Denise Lynn, Sacred Destiny Oracle. One of my top 5 favorites ever. Look at the box. The inside of the box is just gorgeous, too. Book is amazing. Backs are beautiful. And it's got more of a cardboardy matte, other than the, like the Archetype cards and the Wisdom Oracle are more of plasticky. Where this is more of a matte, which I actually prefer the matte, which is what my Earth Magic cards are. Abundance. This deck is gorgeous, and I've used it so much, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it so hard. Love it. Let me show you some of my favorites. Solitude. Beautiful. Purity. New Beginnings. I gotta show you my favorite. I love this one. Transformation. This is Gorgeous Release. Healing Chaos. And there's another deck I'm going to show you that actually has almost that exact image in it. And it's Chaos. Success, look at him. Gorgeous. Flexibility, beautiful. Forgiveness. I love this one. Freedom. This is a card that made me think to pair this with the Oak Ash and Thorn Tarot, and they work beautiful together. Beautiful together. Love this card. It's probably one of my favorite in this deck. Second favorite. Truth. I love this one, and I don't know why, but it gives me chills every time I see it. Taking risk. I love that. Love it. This is my favorite one in there. Look at him. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. So that is my Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn. I think it was 20 bucks on Amazon. It was awesome. So then I was watching someone, I can't remember her name, on YouTube, and she was showing the Native Spirit Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. And I'm like, oh my God, I want those so bad. Because have a lot of Native American in me. And they were gorgeous. And it's got a great book. And the backs are amazing. This deck is beautiful. 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 And they're a bit shiny. I could have done without the shine and had it more of a matte. But then it wouldn't look like it's like real photos, I don't think. But it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful cards. I mean, come on. The Sacred Mountain. Come on. Gorgeous. I love the views in this. Love it. Love it. So hard. Gorgeous cards. Reminds me of my trip to Utah. So beautiful. That's my dog whining. These people let her out. And now she wants back in, and I'm in the middle of a video. Gorgeous. Look at that one. I mean, these cards are gorgeous. It's like you're in nature. Like in it. It's so beautiful. Look at that buffalo. Beautiful. So, yeah, that is the Denise Lynn Native Spirit Tarot. I mean, come on. Just gorgeous. Thunderdrum. Spirit of Earth. I mean, I feel like I've been here in these places. That's why I said when I went to Utah to visit my daughter last summer for my birthday, I feel like like I'm from there. I always feel like I lived in New Mexico for a couple years. I always feel like I'm from the Southwest area. I don't know why. Never really looked into it, but I always feel like I'm coming home when I go there. And it's very hard for me to leave my kid and my grandbaby there in Utah. Because I feel like I'm already home. It's crazy. So there's that Oracle deck of hers. And then the newest Oracle deck of hers is the Sacred Forest Oracle. And again, she knocks it out of the park with these cards. They're just gorgeous. Look at the inside of this deck box. It's just gorgeous. It's got a nice book with it too. The backs. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous cards. Daffodil Fairy. Come on. Beautiful. Let me see if I can pull out my favorites here. And it's just another step up. Every deck I get of hers is just even more beautiful than the last one. And they're just so pretty. So pretty. Hummingbird Spirit. Butterfly Spirit. And it just came out like June. I just got it May or June. Beautiful deck. They're all beautiful. I can't pick a favorite in this deck because they're so beautiful. So beautiful. Look at this one, reflecting pool. And it's, again, back to that, like, matte cardstock, which is in her Sacred Destiny Oracle versus the other one that was kind of shiny. Let's see here. Look at that, Storm Spirit. Just Foggy Bob. Beautiful. This one is so stinking cute. Look at that. Look at him. Gorgeous. Crystal Cave. Really? Ancient Oak Spirit. This is the cover of the box. This is one of my favorites. Beautiful. Another one of my favorites. Just beautiful cards. And I've paired them with Bee Spirit, Prosperity. Beautiful. I paired this with my Fairy. That's my favorite card in here because I'm addicted to dragonflies. I have a kinship with them. I've paired this with my Fairy Preacher's Oracle or Tarot. It's got the same image as that. Beautiful. And they read beautiful together. Beautiful together. Just beautiful. With that. Gorgeous. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just, yeah, it's probably my, other than the Sacred Destiny, which I love because it introduced me to her artwork. This one is probably my next favorite, just because it's so beautiful. Look at that. Just gorgeous. So yeah, that is the newest Oracle deck by Denise Lynn, the Sacred Forest Oracle. And I love it so hard. So hard. So that was the 3 decks I have by Denise Lynn. And we're down to 3 decks. So then we have Universe Has Your Back. This is more just sayings, but it is by Hay House. A friend of mine at work had bought the knockoff on Wish, and it was in a little tech box and it's just sayings. But I love it. I used this so much when I first got it. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic last year, and I needed this deck. As soon as I saw it, it's not my aesthetic, but as soon as I saw it, that the miniature version she had, I'm like, I need this deck in my life. And lo and behold, I went on Amazon, and it was $14 for this normal size, the regular deck. So I bought it. I've never had any regrets. And it's, again, that nice matte cardstock. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. I don't even understand it because this is not something I would typically buy. But it spoke to my soul. I bought it. Never regretted it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. So yeah, that is the Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Artwork by Michaela Ezra. Beautiful. Beautiful deck. So we're down to the last 2, guys. Where are they going to be? Well, the first one, or the second to last one, is a deck that is out of print. No longer available. I did a video on this when I finally got it. But this is the 3rd time I got this deck. Finally getting it as the real deal and not a knockoff. But this is the Past Life Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Brian L. Weiss, MD. Published by Hay House. Well, it's Hay House. Comes in a 2-part box. Comes with a nice book. Here. Comes with a blank card. These are the backs. And it's gilded gold. Gorgeousness. Love it. And I'm not going to even talk about it. If you guys want to see the video, I can link it below to the video I did walking through this deck and comparing it to the other 2. There are no words. This was divine intervention that I got this deck, and I got it for $16. So I was floored because this deck I've seen for up to $1,000. And I just thought I would never have it and never have to deal with the knockoffs. And then it somehow came into my life for 16 bucks. And I'm like, okay, it is used. However, I don't care. It is the real deal. And I love it. I've used it many times for exactly what I wanted to use it for, past life reading. I could also use this for mediumship readings, which I've done. It is amazing. Um, exactly what I thought it would be. It's everything I thought it would be. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck, and I love it so hard. Yeah, and I will link that video I did of this deck below and let you see the comparison of the um, other two copies I have of this deck. Yeah, it's gorgeous, and everybody's seen it or got it or heard about it in one way, shape, or form. But I love it. So that is the Past Life Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Brian L. Wise. And I love the hard box it comes in. Lets me know more, even more so, that it's authentic. So we are on to the last deck. This one I had to kind of dig out because I keep it under lock and key because it's not cheap. Last deck and the latest deck I just got in the mail. Another Call It Baron Reed. The Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Call It Baron Reed. And I think I just remembered a deck I forgot. Hold on one second. Okay, I was right. I do have another deck. Cannot believe I forgot it until just this moment. But it is a Call Out Baron Reed deck. So I'm going to finish showing this one. This is the latest deck I have gotten. It is the Enchanted Map Oracle, and this is the second edition. The first edition is in a brown box. The backs are slightly different. It's the inside of the box. But it is the same size. None of the cards change on this side. But the bottom where the words are is different also on the old version. I think the other one has borders, which is why I like this one better. And I got it on Hay House sale, $10. It's normally $20, so I was like, I'm good with that. Just ran from my house. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck, and I've already had very intense readings with this deck. I've paired it with my, I don't even remember what deck I paired it with. I just did a video today, 2 other videos today, pairing this deck, or one last night and one today. Can't remember what the deck is. I'm that out of breath. But it's, again, one of those decks that reminds you into her mind. Like, this is like this raccoon with the hat, the nurse's hat. It's just, I'm like, this is the details of Colette Baron Reed's mind, I think. It's just, I find it intriguing and quite beautiful. Yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Yeah, I'm kicking myself because I'm like, oh, I was going to end it with the first one I ever got. I'm going to end it with the last one I got. No, because I forgot one of my favorite decks ever. Top 5 ever decks. It's my brain. So, yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And everybody's seen this deck as well. Just maybe the original version. But this is the newest, second edition of it. And I just got it on Hay House they had a sale going, it was $10. So I was like, why not? So, and I just got it last week. So, yeah, that is Call It Baron Reed, the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. Awesome deck. So then, not everybody, this deck's not everybody's cup of tea. I do have the sleeve off of it, but it is the Mystical Shaman Oracle, published by Hay House. It's a collaborative deck with Villalobos, Baron Reed, and Lobos. And then it comes like that. The green ribbon, the book comes out. And then there's another little box inside. It's like Russian dolls. And it shows the Hay House on the back of that. I love this deck so much. And I actually, this is the only Oracle deck I've ever edged. There's the backs. Gorgeous. And then I edged it in like this rust. I think it is called Rusty Hinge. Um, it's one of the stamps, but I love it, love it, love it, love it. It came out so perfect. And then we have names, little names on the side of the cards here. Gorgeousness. I love this deck for ancestor work. This is all I use it for. It feels very sacred to me, this deck. This deck is one of the few decks that I feel like I've owned in a past life, if that makes any sense. That it's impossible, but it feels like this is a deck I've owned before. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I know this deck. And that's how this deck makes me feel. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it for that reason. And I've worked a lot with ancestor work with this deck as well. A lot. Especially when this card comes up. This is the first card that ever came up for me, and this is my favorite card in here. It's tied for another card. But the curse, I always feel like there's an ancestral curse that we carry over, that it's our responsibility to correct. And that's where I'm at right now. Correcting the mistakes of my ancestors. But yeah, this deck is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. Let me see. And I don't get this out very often because, like I said, I only use it for ancestor work. But just holding it now, there's like this humming, bringing to life of ancestors and tribal, and it's amazing. Amazing feeling in this deck. Look at that wind. She's in the wind. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. See her? Beauty way, and there's a dragonfly. I'm trying to figure out if there's, yeah, my second favorite card in here. This one's pretty. Beautiful. I actually had a meditation once that had a symbol kind of like this. It was a triangle with a perfect circle in it. Still, I've never found that symbol anywhere. So if you guys can find that or figure out where that's from, let me know, because I've had quite a few meditations with that triangle, metal triangle with the circle in the middle. Freaks me out because I have no idea. I know it's supposed to be significant. I just don't know why. Yeah. Soul retrieval. That's beautiful. The drum. This is my second or tied for first favorite card, Earth. Of course, it's Earth. I'm a Virgo. I'm all about the Earth, so that makes sense. But it's gorgeous. I love all these earthy tones in here. This is just a magnificent, gorgeous deck. And I notice when people there's no middle ground with this deck. People either really, really love it like me, or they can't stand it. There's no in between. But I just adore this deck. Adore it. And I've showed you almost all the cards. Because it's that great. And it's, again, this nice matte cardstock as well. And can we get a look at these backs again? I just love the earthy tones in this back. It's stunning. Stunning. Stunning cards. So, yeah, that is actually 13 decks. Because I had forgotten this one. Don't know why. 13 decks that I got from Hay House. Sometimes I like to do random videos like this where I show off some decks. And I did my low scare barrel decks, and now I'm showing off my Hay House. Someday I'll work up the courage to do my U.S. Games decks, because I realize 90% of what I have is U.S. Games. So there's a lot. That'd be like a 2-video thing. So yeah, that is all my decks. If you guys have any of these decks, let me know in the comments. If you like them, don't like them, let me know. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.